okay to say you're scared to drown. The bonfire's burning, so go ahead, baby, sing out loud. 'Cause it's a constant swing, so road to first base now. Who wants to share where we've been? Never mind this world we're in. The mission's blowing in the wind. Faith is a road, now what I'm driving in, and we all can ride. When the water gets deep, it's okay to try and swim for sure. 'Cause the night fire's burning, so go ahead, baby, and some more. 'Cause it's a constant run uphill, and you gotta stop. Who wants to share where we've been? Never mind this world we're in. Where missiles blowing wind. Faith is a road, now what I'm driving in, and we all can drive. Who wants to share where we've been? Never mind this world we're in. The mission's blowing in the wind. Faith is a road, I'm gonna drive. We all can drive. We all can drive. We all can drive. We all can drive. Yes, we can. We all certainly drive the car. Huh. Hello, friends. That was Alexithemia from the album Sequential Art, which you can find down below at the Bandcamp links as always. What's up, Tanj? Way to see you getting in there early. Yeah, that's a good one, man. Today I felt like playing something with a nice uplifting message. You know what I'm saying? Something with some positive vibrations. Agency is a real interesting topic in life sometimes. Like it's very easy to feel like you don't have any. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit's just being inflicted on you every day and you're just surviving, man. And while we are all out there surviving, it's always you, man. You're always there. Oh, it's good to see you too, Tanj. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that. You know, so when you feel like life is like all the way on top of you and you don't have any control of anything, Find small things that you can accomplish that are completely in your control, you know? And that will give you the strength to try bigger things. And with that, I say let's try some bigger things. Let's catch that bird, shall we? Time to be iconic. Time to be iconic. It's very sunny in Brooklyn today, as you can see, coming through the curtains. But we here. We're going to do it. I'm wearing this fancy Joker t-shirt. Wait, hold up. It's fancy. Look how fancy that is. Uh-huh. There it is. Feeling good about things. I'm in an all-around good mood. Good mood. Ooh, I'm going to turn this light off. Yeah. No. You got to have it. I feel like my angles are all off. Hold up. Whatever. Good enough. Let's do it. Put that game audio in there. Oh, get that slideshow off the screen, Dan. It's a professional. It's the Intercontinental Champions of Twitch. We got to do this thing right. There we go. Game audio. Let's do it. I forgot to pull up all my gimmicks because I'm shabby. I'm a shabby boy. New window. Boom, blap. Get the shit up just in case I need it. How's everything going with you, Tanj? Things going in the right directions? Let's go down. Get this boy where it needs to be, which is here. Thank you very much. Uh-huh. And we're here. All right, cool. Got that just in case I need it. Let's go. If I remember correctly, we're about to follow the shadow of a big-ass bird. Very exciting stuff. Ah, the colors. Back to the colors. The most colorful game ever to exist. Fills your heart with joy. You know, it's funny, like sometimes I'll go back and things are great actually. Right now, I would say I'm probably the most consistently content in life that I've been in quite a while. You know, life is a series of ups and downs. Sometimes things are excellent, and sometimes they're a little less excellent. Right now, it feels like, I wanna phrase this sentence properly. It feels right now in my life that nothing is fueled by chaos or drama. You know. There isn't any portion of my life that's surviving in desperation. Everything in my life is progressive and proactive and feels good. You know? Could there be more? Always. You know, could there be things that were more, could always stand to make more money, right? That ain't never false. But no, overall things are good. Things are great. All right, let's follow this bird. Come on, bird. Come on, bird. Let's do it. Take me to your leader. Really, Heligator? Really? You step up now? You step up now when I'm clearly involved? You know what's going to happen. You can get slashed 4 times like a falcon, and then 2 more times like a falcon. And the rest of the squad is just going to show you disrespect because, you know, that's what you deserve. Let's go. Let's go. 4 times. Let's go. If he survives this, I'll have a little more respect next time. Okay, he did survive it. Fair enough. But now blatant. There we go. Heligator stepping up. I guess I should respect his moxie that he did decide that it was time. This camera looking real washed out. All right, I'm trying to do a little something. He felt it was time to step up and show his worth, but he chose the wrong squadron. Yes. Oh, Tanj. Absolutely. Exactly. I say this a lot. Like that is a form of agency. Is that you can't control everything that happens. You really can't. Some things are, you know, sometimes you're just gonna step off a curb and break your ankle. You know what I mean? Like that's life. But what you can control is your reactions to those things and how you interpret your feelings about those things, and how much you let the energy of the moment rule your decision making process. Like, you can always decide, okay, this fucking sucks, but I'm gonna handle it with some grace. That's a decision you can always make. You can always just step up for yourself that way, and be your own support system. Even when you can't find one in life sometimes, because that, I think a lot of times that's really what it comes down to, is like when people are struggling with something, they internalize it and they maybe don't reach out like they should, or don't look for that support around them. And even sometimes it's hard to show somebody the support they need, even when you want to, because I know for me, sometimes you just want somebody to like let you talk it out, and you just want them to be like a soundboard, and you don't really need the advice. You just wanna like make sure your brain is functioning properly and bounce it off somebody. But and then people they're quick to give advice, and sometimes that's not even the best solution. It's all very complex, like emotions are intense. I think we tend to do this thing overall where we attach percentage values to our emotions, where we think like, oh, did I just have a death? Oh, Jessica's very close to death though. I might have to step up and do something. Where we tend to attach these intrinsic positive and negative values to how we feel. Like, we classify feeling happy and good, or feeling happy and positive as a good thing, and then feeling like sad or depressed or whatever as this really negative thing, when in reality they're just both equally strong emotions, and one isn't good and one isn't bad. They're both always going to arrive. There's no way around that, because if you live long enough, you feel a pretty strong percentage of both. You know what I mean? So when you remove that inherent value from them, when you stop looking at your your happy days as positive and your sad days as negative, it becomes so much easier to deal with the ebb and flow of life, because you realize, like, that is life. Like, if you're waiting for that to stop, you're just pretty much waiting to not be here anymore. You know what I mean? And it just makes it a lot easier. And I say that as someone who is a lifelong struggler with anxiety and depression. Those are things that I am constant. Those are constant works in progress for me. So my saying that is more from experience than from any sort of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bird. Come on, bird. Take me to your leader. Open the gates. Open the gate. Let me. He's a little faster than I am. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm having a little bit of trouble keeping up with him. Oh, come on, guys. All right, we're gonna tactically flee. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Shit, where'd he go? Oh no, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Did I lose the bird? Damn it, I think I lost the bird. Oh no, there it is. Yes, go, 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 go. Ha. Keep moving. Oh god, why is it so much faster? Through the poison swamp. Go, 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 go. Oh, Tanj, I see you. I'm gonna get that in just 1 second. I gotta keep my eye on this bird. All right, here we go. Struggle is panic attacks and oh man, I know that. I know all about that. I'm right there with you. Panic attacks can be the absolute pits sometimes, because you feel so out of control. Just like you have no ability to hold anything together, and it sucks because you can't. Like when my ex-girlfriend, she also had a bad problem with panic attacks, and she had bad anxiety, and it's funny because I say it in a lot of ways. I'm so glad that we had that relationship, because she was a great teacher for me, just because by watching her go through it and it not being my anxiety and it not being my panic, watching it on somebody else that closely, that intimately, I saw so many moments where it was so irrational, and I got to see, I got to see this thing ruling her, and I got to see the gaps. I got to see wow, this is actually a good, we're having a good day, and there's no danger here, there's nothing wrong, and yet here she is struggling. And when I saw it on somebody else, it gave me a little window into myself that way, and I saw wow, it feels so real inside, but sometimes it really is just your mind, your mind is going on a fucking journey, I like to try to see it as the product of an active mind, it means that you got thoughts up there, and that's never a bad thing. Better to have your mind turned on than turned off, you know what I mean? I feel anyway. So, yeah, just the thing to remember, I feel especially with anxiety, panic attacks and things like that, it's just focus on when you're in those moments, just focus on your breathing, and just try to remind yourself that it's gonna pass, because it is gonna pass. It always passes. It's, what's the worst thing that could happen? You're gonna panic to the point where you pass out, and I've done that. I've panicked to the point where, the lights turned off, and even then, you wake up and it's not happening anymore. Times just it's small but important. We're out here. We're with you. You're not alone with that. Where'd you go, bird? There you are. Yes, I got it on the first try. So much false alarms going on in the yeah. It's very real. It's very real. And anyone who tries to belittle your experience and what you're going through, try not to get too upset at them. They just don't understand. If you've never done it, if you've never felt it, if you've never had that moment, it's very hard to contextualize how real it is, even in a moment where it's completely illogical or irrational or just seems like drama, That's a very easy way to write it off, but it's not entirely accurate, Like most of us who suffer from these problems, we know, but that doesn't change anything. Knowing doesn't change anything. Yeah, and it's only when people feel it for themselves that they then understand, wow, that's very difficult, and then you have a better sense of understanding with each other. So, I know for me, I used to get mad because people didn't understand, and you feel like, stop treating me like I'm fucking crazy. I'm not crazy. Well, I am crazy, but that's a different story. Oh shit. All right. Okay, I don't remember exactly where to go, but I guess we're gonna figure it out. Let's go. Oh shit. Look at this. This is graphics. This is graphics right here. This is awesome. Oh man. Another one of those sections that I completely forgot about until we're here, and now I'm like, oh yeah, this shit. Get down. Oh, still up. Okay, respect. Everyone's still up. Damn. Okay, these boys came to play. Respect. Dodged. Get him. Get him, Paul. All right, let's go. That's it. That's it. We're gonna step up the output here. Hey, what's up, Weez? Good to see you. I don't think you're took a yoga class. Lungs. Bluetooth clear your mind thing, which may help. So yeah, yoga. Yeah. Oh, well, actually, yoga. That's. I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's one permutation of something that for me really helps. I do a lot of meditation. I should be doing more yoga because, as I've mentioned before on the channel, I have cerebral palsy, so I'm pretty stiff, and I could always use a bit more stretching. I like yoga, and I've I've dabbled, but it's for me it's again a lot of my anxiety is social anxiety, so I have trouble in crowds and groups, and it's which is people find hilarious, being that my profession, my career is I'm a musician, so I'm literally on stage all the time in rooms full of people, and that's no problem. But it's so weird how the mind works that way. Like I'm fine on stage performing, that's not a problem for me. If in the crowd, very difficult. But so like yoga, I gotta do kind of home alone to like really get into it. But so yeah, social anxiety, big time social anxiety. It's my primary struggle in life. I feel like I don't know if it's inherent empathy that I have that causes it or whatever, but I feel like I can pick up on the vibe of the room to the point where I just feel the sad people, and I want to go hug them, but you can't because they're strangers. And I feel the desperate people, and they scare me, and like I don't know. I bug out in groups of people, and it's like I'm sweating on the inside, and I'm trying to keep my cool, but really it's like I'd rather be anywhere else in the world, or home, if I'm being most honest. I'm kind of a homebody that way. I like to be home. When I feel creative, I can jump on a project. I don't have to. The worst thing for me is feeling like I'm about to write a song and being nowhere near an instrument. Like that's a sad moment in my life. I'm like, oh no. So yeah, but for me, meditation. So yoga kind of led me to that thought process of meditation is huge. I try to take time every day. I don't every day. I should, but you get busy, you get distracted. But even if it's 10 minutes to just sit in quiet silence and give my mind a focus and try to stay on that focus. And if I shift, I bring it back to that focus. And that helps tremendously. I think that was probably the turning point for me in learning to deal with it. Because I never wanted to be medicated for any of this stuff, because everyone I know who goes through something similar that's medicated, the medications that are out there to deal with these things tend to really affect your mood to the point where they kind of leave you in this middle gray area of you don't have the extreme lows, but you're also missing some of the highs. And for me, that would be death to creativity. You know what I mean? That would not that wouldn't work. I need the highs and the lows together to create art. So I never want to be medicated for it. So for that, it's like I had to come up with a method of doing it for myself. So meditation for me really works. So I would definitely recommend at least giving it a try. It can be frustrating at first because it's very hard to quiet the mind. But when you achieve even small bursts of it, it's very freeing. I'm also a big proponent of sensory deprivation. I will go and sit in a sensory deprivation tank and just sort of let my brain reset. That's really incredibly cool if you can afford, to spend some cash on that. It's an experience worth having at least once. And it's not as pricey as it used to be. Yeah, let's go. Kingdom Hearts vibe from these films. Oh, maybe because we're in this black and white section. I see what you're saying. Yeah. How anybody play the new Kingdom Hearts? I'm wanting reviews, because Kingdom Hearts exists in this like in between for me. Because when Kingdom Hearts first came out, obviously we were all super excited, like being Final Fantasy kids and all that. It was like, yes, Disney and Final Fantasy, whoa. But then the storyline in Kingdom Hearts kind of lost me. I was kind of like, it got real strange and convoluted. Okay, I don't exactly know. I guess I'll go towards the town and see what happens. That makes sense. I can't follow the plot at all. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it started out so simple, like Disney and Square. Okay, cool, let's do it. And then it wasn't that at all. It was like, I don't think anyone can explain it. There are some pretty incredible attempts at it on YouTube. Like if you go and like look up certain videos on it, where people there's this one, I can't remember who did it. Oh man, I wish I had the name on the top of my head. But they went for like, okay, I'm gonna explain the whole thing to you right now, and they just did it in one long run-on sentence, very, very Kingdom Hearts. And that shit made me laugh so hard. I feel like Square, something happened. I don't know if it's just the transition from like old school 2D to now modern games with fucking voice acting and dialogue. I don't know if it's as simple as that, but it feels like they forgot how to write a script. Like this started for me with Final Fantasy 13. That was the first one where I really noticed it, where I was like, people don't talk like this. Like, it was like, I remember it was like falsi, lessi, every 2 words was like, and it was just like, oh my God, it was exhausting to hear these people talk. I was like, I can't play this game, it's killing me. Oh my God. And that still seems to continue to this day. Even Final Fantasy 15, which I liked a lot actually. There were still these moments where I was just like, no, people don't talk like this. Like, come on, guys, get it together. Yeah, it's funny. Like, you feel your taste change as you grow and develop. But like, in my heart of hearts, I'm still very much an RPG kid. Those are like my favorite. The games I get most attached to are usually RPGs. Hence, we have 2 going on the channel right now, right? Let's get you slashed like a falcon. That's right. We're just gonna be aggressive right now because I want to make some hard progress today. Really love the look of this. Cool little black and white world. Any interest in the Telltale games? Yeah. I like that kind of thing. I'm not. Some people complain that they're not very gamey, but I don't mind that. If the story is compelling, I'm okay with it. I grew up on adventure games, so like that kind of stuff doesn't scare me. I'm about to play a game called The Silver Case, which is not exactly in that style, but you know, similar. Coming up real soon, as I'm slowly making my way through all the Suda games. Suda 5-1, shout out to my man. I'm trying to bring awareness to. I feel like I just get into that zone. I'm the same way with movies, where like I really appreciate a filmmaker who maybe doesn't get like the mainstream attention, and I just feel this compulsion to like tell people like this dude is awesome, like check out his stuff, like. So I've been doing that with the Suda games on the channel. I played No More Heroes, and then yesterday I finished up Lollipop Chainsaw, which was aight, if I'm being honest, not the best. So next I'm gonna play The Silver Case. So if you like that Telltale style of game, maybe like check out that stream when I do it. It might be cool for you. And also I like to play different types of games on the channel. Like I don't want to just do one style all the time because I feel like it gets old. It gets old doing it. I imagine it probably gets old watching it too. It's like, oh, another RPG, oh, another action, you know. Like you space it out. Like we did Dark Souls 1, and space it out a little bit. Eventually we'll do more Dark Souls, you know. Just get into different vibes. Like, oh my God, doing Resident Evil 2, the remake, has been so much fun. Like, I can't remember the last time I played a game in that style. Probably '98, right? You know, like when those games were coming out. So it's really like I was immediately drawn to it, just going back and playing that type of inventory management, slow burn horror game. I was like, man, this is great. I haven't played a game like this in forever, you know. You gotta keep that portfolio diversified, you know, keeps you interested in what you're doing. But yes, long answer to a short question. Telltale games, I'm totally down. I was really liking that Batman one. I didn't play the whole thing, but I played a few chapters of it. I was feeling that. And I hear The Walking Dead is really good. I never got into it because I don't have any context. I never watched the show or read the comics. I saw the first episode of the show, I should say. Whenever anybody asks me about The Walking Dead, I'm like, they got at that horse, man. That poor horse. Oh, shit. All right. I believe the town is this way. Let's hit the map. Yeah, I'm heading right for it. Look at me. Brain's working fine today. Oh, yeah. I should say, Sean and I are going to be streaming later. Also, I don't know if we'll start with Zelda or if we'll start with Resident Evil, but we're gonna keep both of those going, I'm sure, or at least one of them. I mean, not assume. Which, oh my god, I don't know if you guys saw the thumbnail for Link's Awakening, but I had a lot of fun putting that together. Holy shit. I was up late that night. Just laughing to myself alone in a room, going, ah! Oh, man. That's been one of the surprising, really nice bonuses that's come from the channel getting more attention and us hitting affiliate, is that, you know, since we've gotten to that point, I've been obviously taking everything more seriously and putting in more work to make it cooler for everybody, and like, you know, just to give it its own like uniqueness, you know, things like the overlay and stuff. So I've just been doing a lot more visual art, and my Photoshop skills are like getting much better. I'm pretty happy about that, because it was something that my dad's an artist. My ex, who I spent 7 years with, was an artist. So I've always been around like people who are very talented with drawing, and that's not something that comes naturally to me. You know, my art shows in other ways. I love to paint, and I love to you know, make music and all that. But I just, in terms of like pen and paper and drawing and working in Photoshop, that those skills have never really translated for me. I've always kind of been a step behind on that. So just like I said, now that the channel is doing a little better, I just kind of want everything to have more vibe, you know? So I've just been putting in time, and like Bob Ross stream confirmed, it could totally happen. I did a Logic stream where I was doing audio editing. That was cool. I'm gonna do more of that. I'm trying to get my head around how I want to present it. Yeah, I will pretty much guarantee you at some point I'll turn the camera on the canvas and I'll paint something live, because I paint in kind of a fun way. You know, I'm not like trained or anything. It's very much improvisational. I just start moving colors around, and whatever I see, I do. What do you call it? My brain, I have a synesthetic brain. I think it's a byproduct of my disability, but I'm not sure, because cerebral palsy is a neurological brain disorder. So I process sound as color. So what I do is, well, it helps in every aspect of everything. So when I'm painting, I'll just put music on, and the sounds will just kind of like move me, and I'll start moving my arm around, and next thing you know, I'm moving colors around, and like I really enjoy mixing colors and like kind of just, yeah, it's very abstract. It's very, you know, you'll see something different when you look at it than I will, you know, kind of thing. But I have a lot of fun doing it. It's another very meditative practice for me. Like I like to paint in the morning with the sunlight coming in, and it really will like help me get a good focus for my day. It's great. I encourage like I think that every single person has an artistic side inside of them, and most people that say that, oh, like, I don't, you know, I'm not an artist, somewhere along the way, maybe childhood or something, somebody squashed it, you know, and then they never went back. But like, I think it's so good and healthy to just make art, even if it's just something for yourself, you know. Cut a piece of paper into a snowflake and look at it and be like, yeah, cool, I made that, you know. It's those small creations, you know. Oh, here we go. Oh. I love this language.
Oh my, Chow Yon Kun,